the camera's pointing.
Yeah, the camera is up higher and pointing down.
Yes, that's
So-
why it was so I knew where to put my, to say
Yeah.
hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's always getting bumped, so it's kind of, okay, where's it
Well,
pointing now?
That and I purposefully moved it for this one.
Yeah. So yeah, speaking of this one, doing something a little different today. We're doing platters, which are thrown upside down. See, they have the nice plaster forms. This one will be, you know,
Big lenticular.
you know, kind of a shallow bowl or deep platter. And now what I have to do first is, well, is get it so it's centered, because you can probably tell that it is not centered. And there is no automatic way of getting it in the middle. Just have to keep doing this until.
It's unlike some of the molds that the forms we bought pre-made. It doesn't have the cute little holes on the bottom.
No. This we brought the form and we mixed the ceramic plaster and put it into it. And then it has to, well, firm up and cure. And then you have to get it back out.
Yeah.
Which is always fun. Especially with this one, which takes 20 pounds of plaster.
Yeah. Did I mention it's heavy?
Yeah. So what she's doing right now, she's actually, you can see, using the slab roller that usually just is acting as a table.
And this rib only ever gets used for the task of smoothing slabs.
Yeah. As I was saying, yeah, because it usually, you usually see things set on it and stuff, but yeah, this is what it's for. It's a big piece of equipment that has pretty much one use. It makes big slabs.
Makes clay flat.
Yeah. And she gets that done, and it's really nice with it being in the same room now rather than in the garage.
Oh goodness, yeah.
And having to take the slabs up and down stairs.
Yeah. It was really the thing before we moved, and the slab roller was down in the carport, and I'd have to.
Yeah, up the 7 stairs into the house.
Yeah.
And into what was built when we got the house. It was being an office.
Well, we did work in it.
Yeah, because you don't work on a raised deck on the coast, right?
Okay, I'll put this back down then.
Sometimes this is a quick process, and sometimes it isn't. I actually have a different t-shirt on today. I can't quite see it.
Here.
We went to this really interesting new event. It's called Satron. It's a Makers Fest, where we got to have our booth and pottery for sale and go and teach classes. So that was a lot of fun. That was in March. So it'll, look for it come next spring if you're in the Washington area.
Yeah, because it's in the Tri-Cities region?
Yeah. Washington's answer to the Central Valley.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's finally centered.
Okay. Oh, I didn't get this one as round as I'd hoped.
Yeah, well. There we go. Okay. Got it.
I was going to say, was it centered well enough? Because sometimes I don't have it land center.
Yeah. Well, this one's also not entirely round either this time. So sometimes you get them, they're perfectly round, and other times they're not. It's all how the piece of clay does.
Oh yeah, because this is a platter video,
little.
there will be lots of pounding sounds. Because I take these blocks of clay.
And because it isn't round, here we go. And to scooch it over a little bit.
Good. I didn't think I'd gotten it quite centered for you. Located utilizing its centroid.
So there's little waste as possible.
Yes. Oh, that reminds me, I'm gonna get you a board to throw the waste onto. Over here. Right?
Use
Maybe?
also just use a bat.
There we go.
Now, very carefully get it so it's not flat, but it's conforming to the shape of the mold. And this is essentially thrown upside down because the foot will be right here. You won't see the inside of the piece until it's dry and it comes off the form. Because
this will be the right sizes. We need to do one where it starts off with pretty much a normal rounded bottom, and we do an attached pedestal foot.
yes. What was I saying again?
Center and smoothing it down.
Yeah. Yeah. Start off by cutting off the excess stuff that's off the edge of the back, because that gets really.
Sorry, this is gonna be loud.
Yeah. Where is that? Oh, there we go. Well, I have a tool that won't mark up the plastic.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah. Just keep. I don't want to do this too quick because otherwise your lines won't be catching the clay and have it jag off in the wrong direction, and then you have a much smaller piece on your hand. Now it is round, or roughly round. It'll get. That's just doing it. Now you can tell that this is one of the more warped ones of the lenticular variety.
Yeah, so that'd be the older of the two.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was before we discovered that when we the plastic form that you make the plaster form in, you have to have not only on a perfectly level surface but a perfectly flat one.
Yes.
We can only
Because
make
it's
them
20 pounds of plaster.
dry. That's not including the water weight.
Yes. Here's my sponge. And this is where you see, by comparison, look how the size of my hands goes to the size of the piece. You can see just makes it look utterly ridiculous with my hands here. What I do is I'm making the foot because it's close to a half an inch thick clay. So what I'm doing is I'm This one of the particularly messy operations, though, because when the water flies off the platter, it flies right off onto my legs. Just little by little, it's drawing it out. not sure whether we've done this on the stream before, though.
I think we've done it only like once or twice.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Because it's anything but a quick process for even one piece.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes they take longer than others. Some go fairly quick, like this one did. They don't always. Put the uneven edge off. And this one can't be any bigger than this on this form because it's got a few chips on the edge.
Which is fine.
Just little chips, only the size of my hand.
Which is fine because the one that wants the pedestal version of the bowl doesn't want it full size.
Yeah. Well. And where I'm not using metal tools because you don't want to mark the plaster. Plaster is relatively soft and easily marked up. First time I'd seen this was this procedure. It was college class. It was an assignment. You had to make a mold and then do on the bowls or platters. Yes. A lovely sensation of the clay splatting onto my legs. And now this one's done.
I was trying to get the video shared and I was like, nope, damn it. I haven't gotten the next slab done yet. This frequently takes me more time to prep the slab than for her to make it into a platter. There we go.
This was a very popular way of doing or throwing large pieces in. You see a lot of Italian Renaissance existing pieces or partial pieces.
Extant museum pieces, the really large platters, they were not thrown and defied gravity to stay flat and not collapse.
Yeah. We use this white clay and we do more of the Greek style pieces. And we'll do out the red clay.
Yeah.
Using the same forms, mind you.
We do not do this out of the tan clay because it warps too much.
Yeah. You can do the smaller ones with the black clay because the black clay has a finite size that it will.
We have managed to get this big lenticular shape in the black, which we were amazed that it didn't warp at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's okay. And now she does her strongman routine and lifts it up.
This is why I'm so tired by the end of the day of doing these.
Yes.
Okay, now I'll go around to the other side of the shelf.
Now it sits for a couple weeks. And we have how many forms? It's like
Of the rounds?
yeah.
Yeah, I think something like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you the other lenticular, get the heavy ones out of the way first.
Yeah. What we need to do is pour another one of those.
Yeah, it's almost late enough in the year. Oh, that's something else we're gonna need to pick up from the ceramic store.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Because we don't have any more
We
plastic.
don't have any. We used it all up to.
Making the thingy, the wedding book table.
And now I do this all over
Now I'll
again.
finish getting the stream shared to the Facebook page.
Yes, it's just commune with the piece of plaster. So my thumbs. Sometimes I'll just do it like this, because that way I can tell. That's the part that's sticking out. I scoot it forward just a little bit.
There. And because I know that with Facebook algorithms, it reduces its visibility if you post it as just a link. I posted it with text, and actually I was like, oh no, I should add an image. So scrolling through, I'm like, oh wait, here's it's not an image, it's a short video file of you painting on a platter.
Oh, there we go. And a little bit more.
Assuming it did its thing properly.
Okay.
The screen so I can see it.
Any chance to use one of my silicone ribs to get some of the dried up stuff off of here, because otherwise it'll leave marks in the fresh clay. Let's see. Shit. This one worked. Oh, that's a lovely sound. Oh, this is the one that has air bubbles here and right here, and those will
Yeah.
actually show up because the clay will press into them. And then once it dries, when I take it off the form, I scratch it away and smooth it off. I usually use my thumbnail or something.
Yeah.
Okay. After all, they have to be good for something at some point, fingernails. They usually just get in the way.
This one should be a little bit rounder. I think I got it too far that way.
Yeah, a little bit. And now it's too far the other way. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
I think you made
Now it needs, now it's
Okay.
too far.
And it went too far away from me.
No, it went too far that way.
It's not perfectly round. It's rounder.
It's like straightening out a sheet.
Yeah. At least you don't have a cat climbing under it.
Oh, that would be bad.
Yes. When it's like straightening out a sheet, what comes to mind? The cat going, phew. Get that right, Nix. You know, not too soon, but soon, you're going to have to get out of that platter form.
Oh, dear. Yeah,
One
one
of
thing
Nix's
like to-
favorite beds is the oval platter. But the ovals and the squares are not done at the wheel.
No, so not round.
No. They are done, you often do them on a spinning surface, do that on a banding wheel. Okay, so since you put a foot on that one, is this going to be the footless one for having the...
It could be.
Okay.
You do this as the thrown foot to go on it,
Yes.
which will be done another. The foot will be done another day.
Yes.
And if my arm were any shorter, I wouldn't be able to reach
Do you
the
want me
water
to put
bucket.
the water on your side table?
That might be easier, yeah.
Okay. Oh dear.
If you can get it out. I can't.
Do you want it on the side? Because you're reaching across your body right now to get to the water.
I can.
Yes. There. Oh, that's better. That's better.
That's the hand I have the sponge in.
Yeah. Which is your...
Because it would be horrible to hurt my shoulder from reaching for the water.
Again. I suppose that's something is which sprained or otherwise injured joint slows you down the most when it comes to throwing?
That's a good question. Not, I can't do throwing if my ankle's in a brace.
If your what's it? Your ankle?
Ankle.
Yeah.
Because,
Because the
The foot-
pressure, because
the
you're
foot
leaning
pedal.
down.
yeah,
Because even if it's your quote unquote off foot, not the pedal foot.
yeah. So I can't do throwing if I have a sprained ankle. Not that I've ever sprained my ankle a lot or anything. This would be the size for the foot. I'm just gonna
It'll
make the,
be a fruit bowl, so I'm not sure how wide a foot we want it to be.
I'm just making the footing to attach it to.
The seating for the foot. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's kind of, because otherwise it would be odd.
Yeah, and plus that gives
And-
you a placement.
Mm-hmm. That way I know it's in the middle.
Yes.
And it also gives me a flat place to connect it to.
Yeah. When I'm leaning like this, it's because I'm dialing the thickness of the slab roller either up or down.
And each side has its own.
Yes, they're controlled independently.
Yeah.
And one of these days, I'll get a replacement knob for this one, which arrived damaged and with its little plastic pieces falling apart when we first got it. 23 years ago.
Yeah. Got it at a reduced price because it had something wrong with it though.
Yeah.
Because those
It's-
things are freaking expensive.
Yes, they're stupidly expensive. The stated issue was improper powder coating on the paint. So, oh dear, the blue paint has peeled off some over the years. Which bothers other household members way more than it bothers us.
It's kind of like, doesn't matter.
Or get to him even more. Start peeling at it in front of him.
I know.
I'm sorry.
Well, he's
that's
a
me.
metal worker though too.
Yes. And as a metal worker, rust is anathema.
Yeah.
As a potter, rust is, well, yeah, it's there, isn't it? I hadn't noticed.
It's a constant companion.
Oh, yeah.
How's that? And here goes another. Yeah, I end up with a whole pile of scrap at the end.
And that'll go towards making cookie stamps. Each slab gets 2 passes at each thickness.
So if it's too thick, it'll work. If it's too thin, it won't. It has to be just the right
It can only
thickness and all, so.
roll down about a 1/4 inch of thickness at a time.
Yeah, because it doesn't work otherwise.
No.
You don't get a very even slab.
It squidges and stresses and all sorts of unpleasantness. And I have to gauge different size thickness of slab for the different size platters. And this one, apparently I had some dark clay on my hand from moving the muck bucket. So this one, this slab definitely has a wrong and a right side. So I made sure to turn it over so that I'm smoothing down the non-smudgy side. Oh, did I get the water a good temperature?
Yeah.
Good. There was no thermal median when it came to that bucket because I had to refill from the start. It was solid goo.
Yeah. I can clean off the goo off the plaster.
Oh, is the water in a good spot now, or do you want it on the table next?
On the
to you?
table would be
So
better.
once I move that one out of the way.
Yeah.
And with that, we have finished one bag of clay.
Yeah, one bag of like 3 pieces.
Yeah. Well, these are big.
And did I measurement?
Oh,
Now, why it's still wet.
yes.
There
I
we
was
go.
going to
And
ask.
that goes with this. Or we can just set this someplace so it's not over here. Because this is that's good, the
I will
measurement.
put it on the table
Yes.
right here. No one touch that. It doesn't
Because
measure.
as it dries, it
It's
shrinks.
And with these guys, because of how big they are, the shrinkage is really apparent.
Yeah.
Because you have like,
11% shrinkage.
between wet and dry.
Yeah. So if you think about
And it's
across a foot, that's an inch.
yeah.
It starts really adding up.
It doesn't seem much when you're dealing with a little wee piece. You don't notice it that much.
Yeah.
Once it starts getting bigger, it's like, whoa, where'd the piece go? Okay. And yeah, you look like a good size for
Good splatter marks.
Yes. And that's what the surface texture on that one is what happens if you don't get all the bubbles out of your mold release.
I think no, this was the one that had too much mold release.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I said. It didn't get the bubbles out of the mold release. Okay.
No,
now-
that's not bubble. It's just it's mass.
Yeah.
It's good. And it's just one of those. It's so much of a nuisance. This. Let's see, contrast more. I want these guys here because this I can center a lot easier because it's on the thicken grip.
Yes.
Watch some of the other streams where I was actually using the give and grip to trim things.
Yes.
Because what it is it holds onto your piece in 3 places. It triangulates it.
Are you ready to go?
Uh-huh. And then just, it twists.
There. Now this one slab's a little oversized. Gonna touch the kitty toes. Oh, I'm gonna play with the toe beans. And she's like, what are you doing with my toe beans? Mind you, I got my fingers licked.
If I lick your fingers, will you leave me alone?
It pretty much is what the look I got.
If I do this, because I can roughly see where the edge is, I've been really, really careful because I'm using a metal tool.
Yeah.
And I don't want to mark the, okay, yeah. I did get it in the right spot. There we go.
This batch
And I got, what is it, like 3/4 of the way through, and then just peeled the rest off.
Yeah.
That works 95 times out of 100.
Yeah. And then there's the one that just grabs and like tears and does horribleness. And I can move this now.
No.
Are you okay?
Yeah, because one of those thunk the end of my finger.
I heard that. And I'm like,
That was nothing much, just the end of my finger.
you said
I
ow.
I have 9 more.
Well, you can do, you can throw plates without your thumbs, right?
No. Yeah, I could do that. Because, yes.
Because you open it with your fingers when you do the plate. So I suppose, that's one of the least in the way things to sprain when you're doing throwing.
This finger, that one was the one I hit. No, but what I did is I had.
I was talking about the time that you,
well, it caught in the clay and it wrenched my thumb just about out of the socket. I couldn't use my thumb for a couple weeks.
dislocated your thumb.
Yeah.
During lockdown. People, why did you go to the doctors? Lockdown.
And what are they going to do? Put a splint on?
They're going to x-ray it to make sure you didn't break anything. And they're going to put a brace on it and say, don't use it.
Went to the doctor for it last spring. And they're going, oh, there's nothing broken. It's a soft tissue injury. Here, do these exercises.
Yeah, 5 years after the fact, you got some PT. Did the PT help?
Yeah, it did. It was the exercises to stretch the tendons and to get them to, that's right in here. If I overdo it, right there hurts a lot.
And being someone with chronic pain issues, when you say something hurts a lot,
Yeah.
probably be about a 13 on a normal chart.
I don't know how other people hurt.
Yeah, I think that that whole pain chart thing is so subjective. I mean, I've known people who have gone out and done heavy combat after hitting their foot with an 8-pound sledge.
And broke the toe.
And had broken bones in their foot, and yet went out and did combat.
Yeah. Dislocated shoulder.
Yeah. Things I classify as stupid fighter stories. I mean, it more broadly considered, it's anyone who does a serious sport.
Martial art
in particular. It's like, who went and did what? And then did what?
Yeah.
Sorry, loud sounds.
Wonder what that sounds like.
I bet you I peeked the little mic symbol.
Yeah. There we go.
There. They stand over here, I'll be
Oh,
able
I
to
see
see.
it now. Oh, yeah, it
Oh,
does.
it doesn't quite peek it out into the red. That's good.
Just dark orange.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad it's not fully peeking the mic into the red.
Not far from it, though.
Oh no. And I really apologize.
Because
The
you're
people on
a
the other
couple
end.
feet from it. Mind
I
you,
know, but I
the
can't
mic is... No, but the mic is faced the other
Yeah, the
direction.
mic is, and it is somewhat directional.
Yeah.
And I think that.
This is done.
Oh, okay.
This one's either real ready pain.
Or really simple. Okay, and now you twist one level and I twist the other.
Oh, which one do you have?
I have the top.
Okay, we both can't have the same one. Wait a minute. Yeah, each take one. But which one are you taking?
Okay.
Because
And
these are
you can
the
go
little.
here.
These are
Different
the
feet.
little feet, and they slide right into the slot like this, and then turn it. And
Spiral
it's
inwards.
just one of the coolest gadgets ever.
Okay. No.
And no, they are not cheap.
Oh no, they are.
Boy, and yes, they are so worth it.
Well, you've had. Actually, at this point, you do have 3 of them.
Yeah, I do.
You have 2 large ones. One is
over 20 years
well
old.
over.
God, when we still lived in Dublin.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
saw
why.
it. It was in a pottery magazine.
Yes, back in the days of magazines.
Back in the day of magazines. And it's kind of, ooh. Yeah,
You got
I
it
was
from a
so thrilled.
magazine ad. From
Yeah.
a magazine ad, you went to their website and ordered it. See,
Did I go to the website or did I have to call them?
you're right. You may have had to call.
I don't
Get
remember because that was in the 90s.
No, early 2000s. It was about
Yeah.
2000.
It was about 2000.
So you're.
So it may have
It's
been.
25 years old.
Yeah.
I don't have the next step yet.
And no, and this is just me liking the brand.
Yes, we're not saying hashtag not an ad.
Yeah. If
This
they
is
wanted to send us something, that would be.
Given if you wanted to, sponsor us simply by sending us some feet to try out and show off, we would so do that.
I know. Because I love
We've been a
crafts.
customer for like 25 years.
Yeah.
Because I know there's like basically at this point four brands when it comes to equipment that we use. I mean, we had our one-time purchase from North Star,
Yeah.
which is the slab roller and the extruder, which we
And I
finally.
got that working again.
Yes, you
I'm really
de-rust-
good at restoration.
Yes, you de-rusted his poor little bolts.
I just find it very
You-
relaxing to
Kick rust out of
do
teeth.
restoration. So I wanted to that started when I inherited my grandfather's planes. Not aeroplanes, but as in planes as you use.
Woodworking planes.
Yes. And it was the type thing as they were dull. And then we were watching something on YouTube and it's kinda like, oh, wait.
I think it was an Adam Sandler video.
Yeah.
And he was restoring some old planes.
It's kinda like
And showing off not only his parts cleaner, but also the evaporust.
oh yeah. So apparently he also has lots of skin allergies. I wonder if it's a fair skin thing.
I think it's a redhead thing.
Yeah.
Just one of his recent videos he was talking about. It's like, I still have the impression of self-image of being a redhead, but then, people look at me and they say, dude, you're barely blonde.
Well, he's
He's one of those ones that's just faded.
yeah.
Faded to a nice golden and silver color.
Well,
rather
that's
than-
much better than going translucent. My hair has no pigment at all anymore. It's
No.
almost clear.
Are you saying you got polar bear hair?
Yeah. Which is why I keep it hennaed.
Round. So it's so
And this is me using the, my silicone ribs, and I get some of the clay off the edges here.
The silicone ribs are mud tools.
Mud tools.
And been using mud tools for probably a good 20 years. And you've only had one break.
It's true. I mean,
You had one
that's
of your
normal.
yellow ones snap on you?
Oh, I know. That was recently.
Yeah. The
So
horrified sound that you made. I'm going.
The wood tools, they wear out because you're rubbing it against sandpaper, essentially.
You wear the tool away.
You do.
And this with the clay gets rolled out between two sheets of specialized heavy canvas. One side I use for dark colored clays, the other side I use for light colored clays.
Yeah. That was a Christmas present for me.
But
Slug roller.
yes, I researched something really good, and it was basically because of the paint defects and
It was
the fact
affordable.
it was
Only
affordable.
just.
It was like on 80% clearance. Because I looked at it and went, this much for one that has all the paint intact, or this one over here.
At the time we lived on the coast, it was going to rust one way or the other. So
Oh yeah.
its powder coat didn't stick.
Nope. They basically, from what I've been told, it's basically the metal wasn't properly cleaned.
Yeah,
Before.
because it just didn't stick.
Okay. Incoming.
And then living on the coast, it just didn't stand a chance.
Slightly off center.
It needs to go this way more.
It needs to come this way now. There. And I know the slab stretches as it goes out anyways.
You can see that I have a much softer touch with it.
Well, also some of those fingerprints are from you lifting it off of
Yeah, no, it was just kind of like,
Well, at that point, you're also not supporting the whole weight all at once. Those deep fingerprints are from me getting it up off of the freaking slab roller.
And there goes the water splatting on my legs. That's why this isn't done in the winter very often.
No. Hi, Nix.
Well, yeah. This instantly round. No, I mean, it's cutting
Well,
the...
you say instantly round as I am over here taking the corners off of the slice of bagged clay
Yeah.
and trying to make the hunk relatively round before I start making it flat. Loud sounds. Once we get as far as the non-round, which kind of take a little bit longer, what I'll do at that point is grab the new wooden forms that haven't had their edges softened and I will go soften their edges with some sanding.
This one had a soft spot and
Oh,
it went all funky on you.
oh. It's always bizarre when it's like, it's not like I've wedged the clay. There shouldn't be inconsistencies, but, well, you have the manufacturing flaws in the clay.
Yeah.
I suppose slab day is the one day where you'll do 50 to 100 pounds of clay in a single day.
Where's this one?
What?
This one?
That
this
is
one. That's that
the,
one.
Yeah, that's the form that is uneven in thickness.
Yeah, because it wasn't on a level surface when it was done.
Yeah. Because plaster until it sets is fluid.
Always, one of the things with this is the floor has to be level.
Yes. Oh, I suppose it's a point we won't have to go do the plaster form making on the driveway.
Yeah. We'll do it in here.
Yeah.
You can mix it up outside.
Yes, because nobody wants to breathe that.
You really don't want to do that.
Because, I mean, that's how we were doing it last year when we were mixing up, what was it, 200 pounds of plaster?
Yeah, it's for our edging table.
Which,
so you can recycle for clay.
and it got its initial inaugural recycling not that long ago.
Yeah.
Because I had an order for 36 half-pound loom weights that I had to ship off to Sweden.
Yeah.
That's a lot of clay. And I discovered when I was loading them into the kiln, I think, that I had miscounted. I thought I had made, like 4 or 5 extra. Ended up being that I'd made a full dozen extra. Go through the slack roller. Nice. When you're doing slab rolling, and there's a part that's too thick to go through the slab roller, always back it away from the knurled metal roller before you pound on it with your hand. Because if you don't, you can take the skin right off your knuckles.
And how do you know
Which
that,
have
Sarah?
and then you have scars for the rest of your life. And I've done that more than once.
It's an industrial accident.
Oh, come on. Green arts.
Okay. And that one's done.
Of course it is. Ugh.
So I'm not supposed to lift that much weight, you see.
No, because the people are a bit heavy.
You're guys wondering why. I'm not supposed to lift that kind of weight. Me.
No, it's my job.
Oops.
Just a bottle cap.
Oh, that's That didn't used to be there. Look at that.
Huh. I don't know.
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
It's like something got set on it and impression with just the perfect little circle in it.
I don't know. Oh.
Lots of glue on the edges. There we go. Now it's coming off.
Out of this batch of platters, 3 of them are order pieces.
Yeah.
Let go, let go, let go. Look, this would be.
As the canvas gets damp.
Yes, and then the canvas sticks really thoroughly to the clay.
Doesn't.
Yeah. Here we go. I think that's the first large one that didn't require moving. Haha, now we have small ones. Size piece of clay that is. These two, not that one. This one. Okay, the one that is the weird.
You're not going to. Okay, fine.
It's the one form that it's the. Forget what they exactly called it, but it's the plaster cement hybrid material,
Yeah.
which means it's more durable.
Yeah.
It's just too bad it's not a nicer shape.
Oh, I know.
And the bag too. Yes, I do this so that it's relatively pancake shape and I don't have to start the slab roller at 2 inches. The slab roller goes up to 3 inches. I have no idea why I want something that's 3 inches thick. And it's just you start that because you work your way down. It's close to the end. Go back.
It's gonna come all the way up.
Going up.
This one's coming all the way up to the very edge of the form.
To say this though, since we moved, I've not had to grease the bolts on this guy more than once.
Yeah, it's not in salt air anymore.
Yeah. And it's also much happier not being near the kiln. And having that addition of heat cold with damp.
Also, when we lived in Fortuna, it was out in the cardboard,
Yeah.
which only had 3 walls.
There were times a year when it was really unpleasant to go out and do slab work.
Yeah.
I mean, at least snow was rare there. But I think I would have preferred snow over the occasional hail. Remember the one that by the time I brought it in, I had to smooth it down again because it had little hail craters on the surface?
Yeah.
And we actually paused to go, should we leave that? But it'll probably be way too abstract as to what it is by the time it's done.
Yeah. We would have never thought of letting something freeze and then,
No.
Because what are the odds of that actually staying around?
Yeah.
Was it like the best or the frost ferns?
Oh, yeah.
We only had one batch of cold enough weather to do that this year. Okay. And I tend to get it so the edges are a little thicker, because that way they're less like, the whole thing's less
Less
likely
likely
to
to warp.
warp,
Yeah.
which is interesting.
Yeah. I'm not being short with you. I'm just short of breath.
Yeah.
Come on, let go of the canvas. 90 degrees. Please and thank you. That's when it becomes oval in one direction, and I spin it to correct.
Because we want it to be round. Not doing ovals right now.
What? No. And that is also a thing, trying to get it the right shape of oval
Yeah.
for the oval forms. Mind you, it's the long narrow oval, which is the slump, which is a hump form. If the form is concave, it's a hump form. If the form is concave, it's a slump form because the clay slumps into it.
Yeah.
I almost used the curved side.
Because you can't throw a square or an oval.
No.
Sorry, it just,
Physics says no.
yeah, I mean, round.
I mean, I suppose you could throw around one and then cut it to a shape. But
Yeah,
that is
but-
not the same thing as making a square item,
Yeah.
a non-round item. And the stick with the rib over here is, I'm making sure there's no canvas texture on the side of the.
And if anybody has any questions, you can just write them in the comments, even after it's not live.
Oh
anymore,
yeah, we'll see them.
And answer the
And we'll go,
questions.
ooh.
Yes.
Because there's times where we get comments years later on a video.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. And most of the time, they're even real people,
Yeah.
not bots. I think YouTube's gotten better at producing that kind of activity.
Yeah. I think all of the streaming.
Yeah.
Much better at it.
It's because you've basically gotten the good bots to take out the bad bots.
I know. Got worse.
Yes. Not nearly as entertaining as Robot Wars.
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Ready.
Oh, let go, let go. Let go, let go, let go. And this is where some of the deeper fingerprints come in on the edges.
Yep.
And that one, if I don't get it centered in the first drop, it's just not going to be centered.
No,
Because that one's
because
got
it's
that.
bigger.
No,
Then-
also that one's got that stupid sharp part.
Yeah.
And we end up with moon shapes on the inside. We try
No,
to
but
shape
also
it.
the fact it's bigger than the form, so it doesn't have to be
No.
exactly centered either.
And at this point, next bag of clay. That's what I need to do. And what I'll do with the excess clay blocks at this point is I'll just chuck them out the sliding door, and post stream I'll take them out to the recycle.
Here.
Because there's 1, 2, 3.
Oh. Go. I was a little further in than I wanted it to be, but it's still fairly thick. So.
Yeah. Go down to the last 2 small, and then look at the smaller ones. Or the browns, and then it's on to things like, ooh. Hear that, Nix? I'm gonna have to make you move soon. Ooh, that's a death glare.
This one is interesting one. I have to get the foot all the way up to the edge. I don't have to, but it makes it a lot easier with glazing.
Makes it more stable?
Actually, no, not if I didn't put a foot on it at all.
Yeah. Then it just looks.
But the times I've done that, you complain when you go to do the glazing.
Because it is much harder to find the spot where I need to stop the glaze.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It makes it a lot easier with glazing. But it's more difficult to get the foot that far out because you have to start in the middle and you draw it all the way out, that 3/4 of the way out.
That sounds.
And then,
Oh, look what's interesting? You watch the camera, when I
Mhm.
slam it,
Oh, yeah.
the camera wants to refocus. I'm not even on the same surface. That's just sound waves.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not like more than 3 feet behind it either, so.
Yeah. Maybe closer to 2 feet.
Which is not more than 3.
Yeah.
I do. I cheat. There we go.
Oh. I lost track of what number I was aiming for and just kept dialing it quicker.
Oh dear.
I was like, wait, stop, go back.
Yeah. This one. This one's going to be faster to get
It's
a foot on.
getting so sticky. Man. Sometimes I've wondered if the slab roller would be easier to use if it was shorter. But at this point, I'm so used to it being the height that it is,
Well,
probably wouldn't be.
no, because it totally threw off
The established biodynamics.
Yeah. Okay. And that one's ready to go into the.
Okay, let me finish this one. Oh, really? Right at the end, you go pear-shaped. Gotcha. You know what? I don't care. You're not supposed to be a big one. It doesn't matter.
Scrape some of the excess clay off the edge of the form here. Builds up after a while.
Okay. This one up.
Okay.
You want to shove it towards me? There might be a dead, like, hornet on that shelf. No, it was just a clump of plant material. I was like, what is that? Oh, okay, not scary. Okay. And this one we actually want to be slightly we don't want it to go all the way up to the edges.
No, it's not good for this one to go all the way to the edge anyways.
No. We want it to only be like 2/3 the rim size.
Yes. No, we're just saying, which is good because it's not.
Ugh. I said it would pear shape at the last minute.
It's not a pear shape, it's a triangle shape.
Yeah, it's sort of to the anjou, because pears are not. That one doesn't have points. Is extrusions. This one, I'm wondering where Agatha, whether she went in or. Well, do this. Come over here and. Nope, she's not in that box. I think Agatha went inside. I think as amusing as the cat grass we got planted is supposed to be variegated. So I assume that meant each blade was 2 colors. So far we've been having it come up either the individual blades are white or green. And I'm like, okay, technically still variegated. Yes, because there are plants out here that are specifically for the cats to chew on. Mostly Agatha. Yeah. Catgrass, also known as wheatgrass. And sedge that we brought in from outside. One of them intentionally, the other one not intentionally. One of the two's just sprouted in with one of the citrus trees.
Yeah.
Sorry, loud sounds. Platters are not done on days when it is particularly cold due to water spread. They're also not done on headachy days for obvious reasons. I haven't even gotten this one flattened out yet.
Well, it's a little one too, okay?
Yes. I know this. Dang it. In other words, I can't make the slabs fast enough. Ugh.
And this is why we have so much shelf space.
Yes.
Because when we do this, it takes up all of it.
Yeah. There are times where it takes around 20 plus pieces, and it'll only take up maybe 2-3 shelves. And it's like, well, why do we have, let's see now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that's before we go to the ones that are greater than our height.
It is a 10-foot ceiling.
What?
It is a 10-foot ceiling, so we have one that goes all the way up to 8 feet.
Yeah.
We still have to just put the boards in for those.
Yeah.
Storage.
Yep.
It'll have to changing when we go inside.
Yeah.
It's kind of pretty. The splat marks on one kind of looks like a comic. This one.
I'm rolling as fast as I can. Do not be square. Do not be oval amorphous. Be a nice shape.
No.
This one is piece is not playing particularly nice. It's constantly spinning the piece so that when the clay stretches, it stretches in the direction that evens it out and doesn't make it worse.
Not that that's ever.
Also the same thing, peeling it up, particularly as the canvas gets soggy. It's not stretching it funny with just my hands. Oh, come on. Come on. Yeah.
Come on. Yeah, get this. Nope. There we go. See, my hands are all gooey. Giffen is all gooey, so trying to, yeah. This one I could probably just slide
Despite
over
the fact
right
that you
here.
have the grip of glue, I'm the one with the grippy fingers. I have greater traction.
Yeah, because my hands are kind of hard. The skin is it's not pliable. I don't have an office job. I don't have fingerprints.
No.
He said that, this last time, it actually took his fingerprints on the first try, all 10 of them.
Oh, wow.
He was quite destroyed.
Oh.
He's got soft hands now. I go, yeah, you're an office worker. He also,
you should
in his spare time, makes armor. Not as much as he used to, obviously.
Well, he's also on the, he's queued up to get more of his joints replaced now. This one's got.
Yes. You can do them one at a time, which is, it'll be a lot easier for you because
Yeah.
it's stuff like wrong. It's 2 surgeries. Right?
Yeah. And with his, you can't exist.
Sorry.
Coming. No, this way, right? No. I was going right way the first try.
Can we get involved? There we go. Piece of clay, sir?
Don't you need to clean it off first?
No, this one's clean.
It's covered in red powder.
Probably did a red plaque thing last time.
Oh, this form was too big. And this piece of clay was too big. Oh well. See my concern. It's either that, Mom, or it's that I have to wash these.
That could be it
Because
too.
there was a definite grill texture to the red pattern.
And at this point, I just have to guess where the edge is of the form.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. How's that?
Did you get it?
Right at the edge.
Nice. Okay. So next up, do you want me to do the slabs in a big square?
Yeah. I like the square part.
I forgot we actually have some forms.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so yeah, this is the square that is already sanded. So this is the one I want to match. And we have these new shapes,
Yeah.
which I'm also going to need to sand because they're
so it's
I will do the large oval next, except somebody's still napping in it. So with this we've done 4, 7, yeah, we have 8 rounds. Moving on to 9, which is the large square. Do you want me to leave it at the size it is, or do you want me to actually make it larger?
make it larger.
Because I'm looking at this going, wait, we can go bigger. Yeah. Splashdown. Because this was set at 13 and a half. We could totally push it to 14.
Yeah.
14 is the last measurement on it. I could go beyond that.
Oh, why don't we just do the 14?
Yeah.
Okay, and that one's done.
Yeah, we definitely wouldn't want to do any bigger than that.
Yeah.
Or else I'd have to use a different backing board.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. And at this point, I think what we just do is switch it to streaming table. No, okay, I never actually got around to switching that up. But I can do that now.
Okay.
Watch the screen change, yes. I had a new scene started being built, but I hadn't actually finished it.
Huh.
Okay, good, that is fine. There we go.
Okay. Oh. Now I will move it over there.
Yes. So, ready to go. These bring this way.
Right, how would be good. And put all over that.
Yes. Go. And now for setup.
Yeah.
We might want to move you down to the end of the table.
Yeah.
Because stare at the back of your head.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it. I'm trying to get less of the wood from the shelves. That's why I moved.
Yeah. Let go. I said let go.
Did that.
And this one, I have to carefully maintain the squareness. What are you looking at?
I was just looking at the
Cat?
over there. Let's see. Get some tools over there. So. see if I picked the right ones.
Yeah.
You never know.
We don't always get around to doing a quote full batch
Yeah.
of these things.
I can
Platters.
see why you didn't get the large gold. You can add that face.
Yeah, there is a heck of a glare up there. That's why I'm starting you off with the big square.
Yeah.
Because feline disapproval.
Yeah. To do this.
Square. There are fancier versions of this where there's like, you only have to turn one knob. I'm not sure whether it's truly fancier or just different, because there are times when you do want a slanted slab.
Yeah. A slanted slab is good too sometimes.
At times, yes. And you can't. Doing a slanted slab in one with only a single control knob, while not possible, would be a heck of a lot tricky.
You just have to put a slanted.
Surface underneath it,
Yeah.
and hope you don't crush whatever you're using.
Yeah.
You're so sorry.
Yeah. It's okay. First thing I do when we're done is
Well,
watch
this is-
through a whole slideshow.
Thank you. And you know how many of the muscles that I'm using today are the same ones I used to haul stuff around in the attic yesterday?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't just that I was hauling stuff around in the attic. The reason why I was hauling stuff around in the attic was previous owners, possibly multiple previous owners, had laid down carpeting that they had taken out of the house in the attic to provide padding and insulation and stuff of that nature. Well, what we did is we've been taking some laminate out of just cheap laminate out of a room. So we were replacing the carpet with said cheap laminate.
Well, at least the laminate width was slate.
Yeah.
Natural stone. You know, the low quality stuff which has texture and
Depth variation.
yeah, which is kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
But yes. A was a lot cheaper. B,
Oh,
it's pretty.
half the price. And it's the good gauged stuff that's like, it looks machined and it doesn't look like stone anymore.
Yeah.
Honestly. Oh, that stuff, you're looking at like $6 or $8 a square foot versus this, which was like, no, it's gone up. It's like 3.5 for that stuff now. Ugh. Be nice if it's still a square foot. Okay, almost there. Because once I have to roll out this slab.
It's the front one they had to really go smart.
Oh, it was
So we got,
wild.
during lockdown we got some cheap
74 cents a square foot.
laminate to put in there.
The thing is we bought it by the square foot. We, when we were laying it, was meant to only to go for the front room and maybe the hallway, because the hallway and front room are kind of contiguous flooring, and drawing a line between the two would be tricky.
So it was the front room, the hallway, and 2 bedrooms.
Because my brother pointed this out in the package. The
It was
It was-
square meter.
yes, the
Not
package is
square foot.
meter.
Meter.
A square meter is bigger than a square yard, because the two are only roughly approximate. My brother could instantly tell you
So we have
what
a lot of
the
it.
version it is.
But, and it's kind of things you take it out, it is removable. So
Yeah.
that's what you put
And
it
I
in the
haven't,
attic.
I didn't break any of it getting it out.
Yeah.
And I found the stuff in the closet that was the leftover scraps.
Yeah.
Use that up in the attic as well. It's not like it goes perfectly from wall to wall, so I'm like, this will be under boxes.
Well, it's an
But
attic.
my goodness,
Storage.
the joy it was to slide the crates of cloth along that. Oops. Oh no, that's just the visit our Ko-fi page.
Oh, okay.
Ugh. There we go. Oop, nope, yes.
Yeah.
Because you can't go around the side because you're between the camera and the thing.
Now I'm doing the opposite what you're doing before.
And now I'm going to go take, while she's doing that, I'm going to take these
This takes
new
a few
ones
minutes.
away and go sand them.
Yeah. What is this? So pressing over and pressing it into the. And the nice thing about this one is, yeah, it's adjustable in size. I bought their sample. This is round charms. And this is just the slow accrual of tools over the decades. Pampered. Sample wet wash one thing. This. Good to see that. Oh yeah, here we go. Tool to cut it. Oh, no. There's one over there. Yes, I'm going to make sure I use a metal tool because I'm not going to cut into any faster. First, let's just put the excess on. And I can do some fine tuning after that. Just. More for this Randy. Don't get me tool. Now, if I can find that new tool, it'll be really great. Found it. Let's see how this will work. Nice. Good job. Here we go.
Rather than using the little sanding sponges, I had this nice worn surface to the one on the sanding mouse at the moment. So like, I'm just gonna use that.
I can hear you.
Buzzing away there.
Good. Good.
The squares sometimes, I think, are the ones that put up the most fight. Did I get the slab roughly the right size this time at least?
It was a bit on the big side.
That's better than the times where I've gotten it where there's like a hollow corner.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, how's your new tool working?
Good.
Good.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh yeah. Today, sometime in the coming week, I will make cookie snoops. Where there's all this scrap to it.
Look at that.
Here, let me bring you the bag so you can just chuck it straight in there. And I will quickly go and grab the.
Before I can go in.
It's gotta firm up.
Yeah.
And quickly, before the cat gets back into it. Oh yeah, because it's warm from the cat sleeping in it. My hands, which are more sort of clay temperature at this point.
Yeah. I don't have one that doesn't have it unchewed up.
Do you want to use my blue one, my black one?
That's what we get. A smaller one of those. That's what it is.
You need a big. Well, it's too big. And you say, are any of the ones that are at your wheel head still non-chewed?
Apparently.
Okay. Oh wait, your green one's new.
Green one is new. Yes.
Other than that, there. Oh, well, no. I cleaned these in preparation to working on. These are the ones that we use for smoothing things at the table.
Why don't you take this other
I'll
one?
I'll take these back away.
Yeah, we
because
have two over there too. So
The ones that live at the wheel head have a different texture edge.
Yeah.
And those ones, I even, after we finished the writing work the other day, I actually did take them over to the sink and wash them.
Because we were going to be doing this.
Yes.
Of course.
And you can't have ribs that are all covered in red. Okay. I don't think that's the right size chunk of plate for that. I mean, it could be wrong. That is in the cart. Oh, maybe that's. I'm trying to decide whether or not this chunk of clay, what it's going to be good for. I don't think this piece is quite enough for the oval. Could be wrong.
Yeah.
I could try. Because if it doesn't turn out being the right size for that oval, it'll go to the smaller oval.
Yeah. We're good to something.
And then this, we have now finished bag 3.
Yeah. And they're 25-pound bags.
Yeah. So that's 75 pounds of clay. Thank you, Nix, for getting down. She's giving me a look in the box. Yes, I know I took the oval form, didn't I? I'm just glad that the air pressure has equalized some of the air pressure I had, headache I had earlier, eased.
Yeah, so fine.
Still not 100% gone though. Slamming the clay. Okay. So each under its board.
There we go.
Yeah.
Ooh. Good.
It's
Clean it
dusty.
up.
Your sponge is right there.
I know, but I was trying to decide whether I wanted something that wasn't.
A sponge.
Yeah. Work.
I didn't see this though. When we first got the slab roller, we got a second set of canvas sheets, just in case, because we weren't sure how long they were going to last. I think we still have them.
Yeah.
And I think they're still rolled up with their original piece of masking tape.
Yeah. They are.
Just give me a moment.
Oh, yeah. 1 moment, please.
A moment, please. Slamming the clay down doesn't cause as much sinus vibration as hammering on it with my hands. They're still relatively round.
This is one of the easier things to do, too.
Yeah, that one's really friendly. Unlike the other oval,
Yeah.
which is one of the least friendly.
Yeah. It's harder to find more of the plaster forms and not too many places are carrying.
Yeah. Well, they're hard ship, and they're delicate
Yeah.
and heavy. I remember how big a box the cement composite one came in.
Came from that east side.
Yeah, it's like Maryland or something like that. And the shipping was cost more than a freaking bat.
Yeah. I don't remember whether,
Yes,
Clarence never does the carry.
I don't think they do.
Yeah.
If they do, they're like in a. I think they can. I think they carry some of those, like, preformed bisqueware for people to paint. I don't think they carry plastic forms.
I mean, other one that mine is all the way down in some girls.
Yeah. It's a thing. And then-
See them though. It's
Yeah, because a lot of these ones we bought on spec because we're just looking at the photographs, which frequently the photographs aren't that good.
yeah.
Oh, come on. Let go. No, let go. Okay. Move. Yep, sorry.
Oh, you bastard. It's egg-shaped.
Yes, I know it's egg-shaped. We're gonna put it on the other one.
Yeah, it's not the right size.
Let me get him a horse. Whoop. You have a shot.
I'm getting clean on this one.
Well, fine then. Forward. Forward, 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 forward.
Okay, just hold on.
There we go.
But I want it like this one.
Yes, I know, but I have to move other things.
That's good.
You need a board under that.
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna be big enough. There had been a board around that was like just the right size. And, oh, I found it, I remember what it looks like.
That also helps. Oh, yes. It's a plank board.
But I mean, that was the last bit of clay out of that chunk. Now I'm just deciding which box to pull down. I suppose I could do the one that's on the top of the stack.
You can prove that.
Yeah. Yeah. That is not the right color. That is the red.
Couple.
Couple.
File.
Yes.
This is my least favorite. Right. Because it's, you can't get the,
Top edge.
top edge. So it's much better.
Yeah. Oh, this is gonna be a good slab bag. It's very firm.
That was rude. Okay.
across this one now rather than when you're trying to do throwing with it.
Yeah. Getting the stare there.
Just think, we only have another 6 to go after the one we're working on.
Oh dear. To do is
You see, this is a hump mold.
yeah, this is the hook mold. Because you lay it over it and it just get to a certain point where come back later to work on it more once it's grown.
So gonna have to check on these tomorrow.
Or throw some plastic over them.
Yeah, I suppose the ones that are the wood composite, we have a little bit more leeway with just covering them, rather than the ones that are plaster.
Yeah, the ones that are on plaster, they just stay there.
Yep. It's you're done.
Until they're all dry. And then you smooth off the lid.
Blah.
I'm getting tired. Do we want to stop?
Well, maybe after this one, we'll get the oval done because the oval is one that we need for an order.
Yeah.
I mean, the last 5 past that one are all small ones,
Yeah.
but the small ones still require the poundy,
Yeah.
and those ones are more precision because they're square.
Yeah.
Do you disapprove of the loud pounding noises there makes?
Now this one can sit.
It's like a whip. It's like just
Yeah.
we keep going. Oh, we'll get back to throwing the rest of them later, and then it's the next batch before we get back to them.
Yeah.
So we'll just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. Did I mention about the headache and getting worse when I'm pounding on things? Ow. Oh, yeah. Now that was nice. Shut it. And then spinning it back up. Yes, there are really fancy versions of this where the mechanism is motorized for changing the thickness. Apparently not. the feet on this do have holes where you can bolt them to the floor. Never have. Also mean you have to unbolt it if you ever move it.
Is it not cooperative?
This bag is firmer. Actually, this box is firmer. Might be an older box.
I need to get more than it. It's a lot.
Yeah, this is all of the white that we have.
Let's move that one.
We'll have to. And the taking her home on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
They were working on Sundays.
I have to look it up. Yeah.
But maybe I don't think they open at 8. That would be too convenient. Plus, we have to figure out what order.
Plus we could always stop by there on the way after, on the back after picking her up too.
Yes. Because I think that one, of all of the 4 stops, inclusive of picking up the friend to abduct them for the weekend, so they
I can help them make some costume.
make costume, do the details for an urn for her mother, and get to hang out and she can see our place for the first time.
Yeah.
Okay, get this. Arr.
Somewhere on
We're going to center the oval object on the round surface. Oh yeah, I suppose this is, we're doubling down on the spinning objects in this stream. So not only do we have the wheel, we have the tool that you're using under there, which is the banding wheel, which is like kind of like a cake decorating stand, except very highly engineered.
heavy duty.
Heavy
And
duty.
also pretty heavy too.
Yeah, it's about 10 pounds of metal.
And like any other ceramic equipment, it's
Stupidly expensive. Also in the classification of items that were purchased 25 years ago. I don't know about more modern equivalents, but you get the good ceramic equipment, and it lasts for a very long time.
yeah.
Okay, let's go that way slightly. There.
Yep.
There we go. It took 2 tries to get that one.
Just do here.
See how it comes out. I like this shape.
Yeah.
I was wondering what they called it.
What do they call it?
Spherical square.
Okay.
Spherical square. And I will just I'm preloading these guys onto our little square wares boards. Because I can just stack them all up on there. So they each get their own little square board. Maybe not you, you're the wrong color.
See what I'm doing.
Probably, all said and done, probably end up with about 25 pounds of waste. Very carefully lined it up so that the nice, smooth slice go down when the three corners have gotten low. One of the corners has gotten lower than the other three. I mean, yes, I suppose with these guys, maybe sometime in the future what I'll do is I'll make like one large slab and then I can cut them into four. Because we now have four squarish ones that are all the same size, but at the same point. It's also easy just to roll out the smaller piece. Not have to worry about keeping all the corners square across the large chunk. What did I say about the spaghetti powder?
Sorry, I was trying to get this done and not lose
Sorry.
angle. Go.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever.
If I make too much sound, it'll make a wibble in my line or something.
Yeah.
Now he just sets aside.
Oh, his edge looks really good.
And that's why when I saw this tool, that's
I want that tool.
that's the tool I need for that one in particular.
Yep. There we go. I'm not putting it back in one of those shells because I figured it's less likely to get sat in.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the spherical square.
Square. Okay.
And I have not finished the next one yet. Remembering while you were out of the room was, the feet on this do have bolt holes if we ever wanted to mount it to the floor.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, but then I wouldn't be able to move it.
Yeah. But then you're committing to never moving.
Yeah.
And how many times has that moved?
Lots.
Yeah.
Because, well, you could always remove the bolts, but then you have bolt holes in your floor that you have to fill.
Yeah.
And who says it's going to be easy to release those bolts?
Yeah.
It came out more sort of rectangular, but the piece is large enough in its short dimension.
Start off with 2 forms. We could just keep getting one more forms.
And we still have the original two forms.
Yeah.
Because the platter form that you were noticing was so unlevel, that's one of the original two forms. That's we weren't responsible for the shape of that one.
For the shape of either of us.
Yeah. Not that one, mind you. It was
It was one. I think that one might be the one that broke.
that was the one that broke. Because we did have a form that. Okay. And now, next one.
This is brand new.
Yep. Mind you, you end up liking that shape. That would be kind of a cool shape to have for kitchen plates. What do you think?
Yeah. Be something different.
Yeah. Because we have the original square plate from the first little
We
square
use
form.
all the time.
Yeah, the touches and cracker plate. But I don't think I'd want sharp corners on the day-to-day.
Yeah.
At the same point, at some point, the old Corel dishes that have been around since I was what, 7?
7 or 10, something like that.
Yeah. Eventually, those
So
are.
this piece was too little too narrow. The one spot. It's okay. It'll still. I can either take it off or we can just.
We can squish him down. He will just be the way he is this time because it fit what?
Yeah, it's good.
It'll fit that better than those squares. And at this point, there is no other thing. And other than that, you just be wadding it up. And this one is probably going to have a bit of a learning curve on it, anyways, because it's neither square nor round.
I have a second cheese and breakfast plate.
Yeah. Kinda. Hate it when I end up. My hands get out of sync.
In the back. No escaping.
Nix, I'm in here. There's no one in the garage. No, there's no one in the garage. I know I forgot to turn off the light. Do I need to go turn off the light? She probably thinks that's where we've been hiding it for the last 2 months.
No, or there's a person missing and everything. You must have secreted them in the closet or something.
Stuck him into the house. Hidden him in the attic.
This must have may have worked better than something. It does come to.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know that the
Oh,
boxes
no,
were going to be like that.
Who's it? No, it's not on this stick. Oh, it is.
You know, this rib that I'm using, he still has his fresh take on him. Well, this one never gets, you know, all soaked with water like most other ribs.
Yeah. So this one can go. This one, he has to sit in front of and
You want me to put him on the shelf?
for the light one.
Yeah, I think it is starting to get darker as the light shifts.
Yeah, it's also, wait a minute,
There, let there be light.
that's much better.
There we go. Next two pieces. And I'm going to have to open another bag for the last one.
Of course.
Just, it figures. It just figures.
Boxes available to go through today?
This was bag. Here.
It's either 5
Four.
or 6.
Fourth. This is the fourth bag. We'll be opening the fifth. Yeah, I think we're finished here. What a tea. Oh, come on. Just go through the bubbler.
This one is
And for the course of today, we will have done probably about, at the end of it, 104 pounds. Just a little bit of clay. I want you to stay square. Look how catchy squares are.
Yes, they are.
Sweet pains in the rear. Urgh.
Yeah. Be interesting to see how this new
The spherical square.
square.
I think that will probably take a few tries before we get that one
So
perfected.
I'm happy with it.
Because I remember it was several of these pump mold squares before you were happy with it at all. And even then,
Oh yeah, just it's getting the lip
perfected.
yeah, which is
Oh, I was going to ask you, do you want to, maybe after the rest of it, throw the foot to that one?
yeah, really sure.
In which case, once I will take the 10 seconds to remove that thing from the back, from the wheel head. After I get this guy off the canvas. Yeah, there we go.
Maybe one more after this.
No, not two more. There's a square there, there's one guy over here.
Oh no, I didn't see the one over there.
Yeah. No, I like it.
Is there yeah, don't want to have to do it in the morning.
No. Plus, even though that's the big lenticular shape is the much larger shape, it's got the much higher drying rate of being faster. Sorry, Agatha. Didn't mean it. You should all of a sudden make little printing chitters. Did you? Okay, no, it doesn't look like you stepped on a platter.
She did, we have one with
Every once in a while, we do have a platter that ends up with a footprint on it. She was clearing some of the photos off of the phone this morning. I ran across a picture of just that. But it was on the underside of one of the old platters. Rather than
Sarah.
show the camera. It's the camera over there. Spider plane.
Yeah, I
Top
saw
of the
them down.
spider plane.
I set them down, picked it up.
Yeah.
One,
You're not
Two.
careful. You lose tools this way.
yeah. I And if you're lucky, you'll find one against in there.
Yeah. Notice she says year. Because if they end up in a bug bucket, and it's like occasionally you find the dinosaur bones in the gray tar pit. Here you are innocently mixing goofy clay, and all of a sudden, oh look, the pin tool.
No, that really didn't happen either, I'm sure.
And there was no blood or shrieks either.
Actually, it was amazing.
Yeah, actually wasn't any blood. Despite finding it sharp end first.
Yeah. Okay. Those. Oh, damn.
Oh, you bumped him?
Yeah.
I don't want to put it too close to the window. Right.
There. See if that couldn't fall on the table. Just
I mean, I can see at least getting a few of them off the table at the moment to get them out of your way.
yeah.
What?
When my dad's feeling, maybe we'll see about throwing
Yeah.
one more piece.
I will certainly get you soft, which I think I have some over there. No, definitely not the other half of this box.
No.
It would be the only thing that box would be good for is slabs and handles.
Yeah. Are you annoyed? Is your cozy little bed not up there anymore? So
Why did you start spinning it while I was putting it down?
oh, my head was just.
But as soon as I put it down, you started just like, oh, yes.
Yeah, so it's kind of like.
What I can do, at very least, is put the towel back up there. How's that sound? There. I don't think it'll make her that much happier, but. Yeah, the other half of this box is the same consistency as the first half. That's just true. more clay. This is a longer shape. I think I may have ended up in all of that. Oh well. At this point, we have 7 boxes left of that kind of clay.
You could always just pick some up.
Yeah. Pick some up. How much? Okay. 8 boxes?
I'm gonna try 10 boxes, 500 pounds.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's just a stopgap amount. 500 pounds.
Just a quarter ton of clay. And then, there's such oh yeah, we use tons of clay, and it's like,
No,
that's
literally.
not actually that's not, colloquialism. That is
No,
a
literally.
honest measurement.
Yeah.
Also, I'm like, what's that sound? I'm like, oh yeah, take care of the wind chimes. That's my lucky comment.
The car will have no problems.
It'll be the first time we put clay in the vehicle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or did we get some when we went and got the run of tools? No, I think it was just tools and underblazers and stuff. Actually, no, not all of that sound is wind chimes.
It's resin.
It's, yeah, the resonance in the wheel. Something about looking a little around our tea time.
And our tea time rarely includes tea.
Yeah. It's our afternoon snack. Recipe, it's more in reference to the meal of tea rather than the drink. Mind you, we also do enjoy tea.
It's quite tasty. I'm looking forward to this tea.
You know, you might want to go check out scrapwood.
Yeah, because that's not a square.
No.
I know, that's really obvious.
Oh, is that a piece of scrapwood right there?
This right here?
Yeah. That's.
Yeah,
Why
it's
is that
kinda
in
chewy.
here?
It's really chewy right here and it's gonna be cool.
Oh, I think it was going to be a cat shelf. Hey, it might be served. Do you want me to see if there's a better chunk, or do you want to stick with that chunk?
Just stick with that one.
Okay, right now. I think I'll forever have scrap now. Forever gonna go through all of it.
No.
Like she's on the top, so.
I know. We took your nest, didn't we?
She likes this.
I'm gonna bear that in mind when I make the nest boxes. Because the next project for in here in terms of
This project should
cutting boards and more shelves.
Yes. Well, I don't have the wood for that. I can go through the scrap wood, see if I have anything that's 4 foot long.
Yeah.
I don't think I do.
Yeah.
But is it that's more
We
than
might though.
we might. Ugh.
Ugh. Ugh.
There's as for the platter foot, probably like a 26 to 30 ounce piece.
For the what?
The foot
The
for
foot.
the
That was
wall.
right in the middle of the awning?
Yeah.
Basically for platter? Oh, we've done all that.
Platter foot. Platter foot. And this- basically a Kylix foot, broader foot. That
Yeah.
same kind of thing.
Ah, yeah.
Ugh. Alright, you. Yes, it came out oversized. Oh, and I missed. There. Clean off
Yeah,
the
wow.
tool.
Look at the texture right there.
Yeah, it's because it was sticking to the.
I know, but I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah. Here's the rest of it.
I don't need it, thank you. I was putting it in bed.
Okay. Take the 2 layers of canvas back together so that the white stuff inside stays clean. Oh goodness. The canvas is forming suction to the deck.
Fun.
Yeah. Let me move this out of the way for you. Okay. Here. Swish, yes. I think they just discovered the fresh clean litter box over there. Maybe you have to deposit. Yeah, I thought that piece was good. Does this set of Giffen feet go in the empty basket?
Yes.
Okay. There we go. They are put away. Still remember the moment of realization we discovered that the Giffen feet were going to have the feet that hold on to the wheel head were going to need to be adjusted for the new wheel.
Different size wheels and
Different size wheel head. They'd only been using the same wheel head for what's it, 15 years?
let's try a revolving platform. Right, okay, next side.
Spin! Next side. Spin! Then I'm gonna at some point move all of the Blair's boards that are being stored currently over by the sink over next to the slab roll. Not slab roll. The other thing. It's about the same size. It's very heavy. I'm
Unfortunately,
staring at it. It's a very heavy plastic thing. Wedging table.
yeah, what's kind of. It's very heavy.
I know. Standing in a ceramic shop, it's very heavy. No, it's very heavy compared to the other heavy items. That sucker, I don't think I could even scoop along the floor by myself.
No, I don't think so.
The wedging table, we built it out of 2x12, 2x4, inch thick ply, and 4x4. We scooted it into place when it was just wood, and then we filled it with plaster.
It was made all from scrap.
Yes,
The reason it was 2x12
because we had 2x12.
Because I'm basically looking at this and still said,
Dodge!
yeah,
Okay.
there.
Clay for the foot in place.
Voila.
Should we sign off here?
Yeah, let's sign up.
Bye-bye.